I think you less wanting, more happy with what you have, and just being present and enjoying what's happening and not worrying about the past or the future. I think this is probably the best way to be happy.
I know that change can be scary, but it can also be exciting. Let's start our new life.
I love how we get to see how living in a fairy tale would be like, and it's not necessarily awesome. So I wanted to ask you, if you had that chance, which would be that one thing you would love to experience, and which would be that one thing that you would not be able to handle at all?
Well, it would be fun to go into the world for a day and know that you're getting out and then come back to reality. But it would be nice to go see what it's like.
Is there something you wouldn't just stand at all?
I don't know, because I've never experienced it, so I don't know what I would like or dislike.
Right. I would hate the singing. I would have to say that.
Are you a big singer? Clearly not.
Of course not. That's why. Of course.
Well, but yeah, I guess you just naturally have the ability if you're there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's one of the things that come with being on a fairy tale, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
This world feels very different. Is it sometimes easier to live in Andalasia?
Well, I wouldn't say easier. We have dragons and ogre rebellions.
Last year, the entire kingdom was trapped in a giant whale.
Oh.
I have always loved about Enchanted that it kind of shows that everyone has a different concept on happily ever after. For Giselle, it's just finding that one person. For you, what would be that?
I think you less wanting, more happy with what you have, and just being present and enjoying what's happening and not worrying about the past or the future. I think this is probably the best way to be happy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the biggest challenge, of course, but I think that, yeah, when you give up expectation and you just sort of allow things to happen and accept them and move into it.
Happiness is such a difficult thing to achieve, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think, also too, we learn so much through our mistakes or through unhappiness that makes you appreciate the good times even more. So it's important, I think, to have a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And you have bad, otherwise it would all just be too monotone. So maybe fairy tale land, although you have the ogres and you have the dragons, so there are other obstacles. Yeah.
I wish for a fairy tale life.
Remember, happily ever after, it's not always that easy.
My hair, it's so high and my dress is so low.
Jumping jelly sticks. We got magic?
Well, obviously, I don't know about you, but I think everyone kind of grew up on these fairy tales and just kind of wanting to be a part of those fairy tales. In my case, I loved Aladdin, and I always wanted to experience that parade scene in real life. What would be that one scene from maybe a fairy tale movie that you would really have loved to experience in real life?
Well, I kind of got a chance to experience it in this movie, so I got a little bit of everything. So, I'm happy I had the experience. I'm just grateful I got a chance to do it.
You're happy, and I'm jealous now.
Yeah, I had a good time doing the whole Disney thing. So in real time.
You're just showing it off to me that I didn't get.
And we were in a magical kingdom, which was Ireland. So all of that was sort of larger than life, and where we were shooting in the village, there was that sort of feeling of being in a fairy tale. So that was nice. There's a romance to it.
This town is turning into a fairy tale, but it's all gone terribly wrong.
On the last stroke of midnight, nothing will be as it was before. I'm not an evil cat. I'm not an evil cat. I'm not an evil cat.
If there's one thing that Enchanted and Disenchanted has showed us, is that you need to really be careful in what you wish for. And honestly, I think you've had a brilliant career, but I have this one question for you. Has there been any moments in your career where you really wished for something and then you got it and it wasn't necessarily what you expected?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of things like that. Yeah, absolutely. No question. Yeah, you have to be very careful what you wish for and be specific what you wish for. Because if you're not, then you lose out. Certain things will catch you out with the detail of it once it's realized.
Well, I can only tell you that if you had a bad experience, it didn't show.
Oh, good. I mean, they're all good experiences in the end because they're teaching you something. But yeah, certainly.
Giselle is under a curse. We have to stop this or everything Andalasian will die.
There's no one wishing your wish now, Giselle.
Come on!
Time to be heroes.
You know there's only room for one villain in this town.
You're hilarious. Delusional, but hilarious.